Okay, you have your NFL playoff prediction, your Christmas edition. So in the AFC, you have all the playoff teams there on the bottom, and for the number 7 seed, I have the Baltimore Ravens making it. Um, um, without Lamar Jackson, their team just does not look that good, but they do have a 2-game, 3-game lead over the Patriots and the Jets right now. And they have a relatively easy schedule. Their only hard game is the last week of the game versus the Bengals, and I think that's the only game they're gonna lose. But I still have them in the number 7 seed because their offense right now without Lamar Jackson is just not that good, and other playoff teams have tiebreakers over them. So I see them slipping to the number 7 seed. And number 6, I have the Miami Dolphins. I see them winning out. They don't really have a hard schedule coming up. Packers, then Patriots, and Jets. So I can see them winning out, and since they have tiebreakers over the Ravens, who I project will lose to Bengals. I have them at the number 6 seed. Against the Bills, they looked a lot better, but their team right now have been really streaky. Offense at times has looked good, but a bit inconsistent. Their defense plays a lot better at home, and they have a couple of home games coming up, so I can see them easily winning out and getting an easy wild card spot. At number 5, I have the LA Chargers, another team. It's like the other wild card teams. Um, Chargers have by far the easiest schedule. I don't think they play one playoff contender in the next 3 weeks, so I don't see them losing out. And they already have tiebreakers over the Dolphins, so they get the number 5 seed. Teams like the Patriots, the Jets, they both have really hard schedules coming up. I think Patriots play like 3 playoff teams, and the Jets play the Dolphins in the final week, and and so I can easily see the Ravens, Dolphins, and Chargers having the easiest schedule, winning out or winning 2 out of 3 and getting the wild card spot. At number 4 seed, I have the Jacksonville Jaguar winning the AFC South. It's a two-man race between the Titans and the Jaguars right now. The Jaguars won yesterday on Thursday nighter, so I feel a lot more confident about them. The Titans have like a 1-game lead right now, the Jaguars and the Titans meet at week 18, and I think that will be the game that determines which team gets the South. And right now, the Jaguars are hotter than the Titans. The Titans, they're too one-dimensional on offense, relying on Derrick Henry, and their defense, even though has been good this season, hasn't been great. While the Jaguars, they've won a lot, like 5 out of 6 or 4 out of 5, and their just offense just looking really good. Trevor Lawrence doing great, and their defense a little bit concerning, but I feel like it's enough to get a weak AFC South. And number 3, I have the Bengals. They don't exactly have an easy schedule coming up. They play the Ravens and the Bills, and the Bengals they've won 6, 7 straight now, and they're a really hot team. Their offense and defense is doing really good, but I don't see them climbing up because of the Chiefs and the Bills, and they have a tougher schedule than the Chiefs. So I see them sitting put at number 3 and winning the division by beating the Ravens on the final week. And number 2, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. They have a relatively easy schedule coming up. All they play is the only tough team I think they play is the Seahawks, and I can easily see them winning out. But because of the Bills, who's gonna get the number 1 seed, and having lost to them earlier, see them. I don't see them getting the bye, but they're still a very good team as they always are, and they have an easy schedule coming up. So I can see them keeping the number 2 seed and fending off the Bengals, who also has a tiebreaker of the Chiefs. Number 1, I have the Buffalo Bills. Right now they're hot. Their offense is doing great. Their defense did was great, but it has to do better now these last couple of games. And I see them holding on to the number 1 seed. They still play the Bengals and I think the Patriots, and those are potential games they might lose. And if they lose, the Chiefs might jump them. But I feel confident they won't lose, so I have them at the number 1. And then on the NFC side, at number 7 seed, I do have the Lions. They play a relatively easy schedule. I can easily see them winning out. I think they play like the Panthers and then one other team, and their hardest game will be with the Packers. But I can see the Lions beating the Packers in the final week and getting the number 7 seed. They have an easy path right now. All they have to do is win out and wait for Commanders to lose one, which I think they will. Commanders play like the Niners and the Cowboys, and I don't see them winning both of them unless the Cowboys sit their starters in the final week. And then number 6, I have the New York Giants. not not a very tough schedule. They do play the Eagles, I think, on the final week, and that one might knock them out if the Commanders beat the Cowboys. But I can see the Giants staying at the number 6 seed. The Lions, even if they win out, Giants only have to win like one or two games, and which I think they do, and I can see them just staying at the number 6 seed. Um, Offense, I think they're going to be a one and done in the playoffs because their offense is too reliant on Saquon, and their defense is just all right. Number 5, I have the Dallas Cowboys. Eagles already clinched the division. Cowboys have 10 wins, two more than the Giants, and they're just going to get the number 5 seed. They're probably going to bench their starters the final week because they can't win the division. And then the number 4, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They played a couple of divisional games, Panthers and the Falcons the last 2 weeks, and I project that the Buccaneers will win the South with a losing record. Tom Brady has not had a good year, and their offense has not been good. Their defense has been average, but the NFC South is so weak this year after Bucks winning. Number 3, we have the San Francisco 49ers. They're a very hot team right now with Brock Purdy. Their defense is doing great. I think they'll win out, but I see them sticking to the number 3 seed. Vikings also have a very easy schedule. I think their hardest game is the Packers as well, and I can easily see the number 2 seed. I have the Vikings who also have winning out. Like I said, their team's too inconsistent, but their last 3 games are not that hard. A lot of divisional game, which might be trouble, and I still see them holding on to number 2 seed. And then number 1, I have the Eagles. They pretty much already clinched their division. One more game, and I think they clinched the first round bye. And the Eagles, great team right now. I think they're gonna clinch. If they beat the Cowboys this week, they're gonna clinch the whole entire NFC and get the bye. So offense look great. They're a great team right now, and I think the wild card spots in both AFC and NFC are determined by their strength of schedule. And the teams like Seahawks, the Commanders, all have very tough schedules coming up, which is why I don't have them in the playoffs. Okay, so there you have it, my NFL playoff predictions.